Fresh off of a huge win last week, we had the biggest recruit in school history visiting now. Visiting campus this week, we have Warren Fullwood, Sam Dees, Miles Smith, and Ernest Hamilton, but there's one we want to focus on. Now, if you look at Warren Fullwood, we have him visiting obviously this week. We're up 835 points. We are significantly destroying everybody else, and we're the only team to offer him a scholarship. But if you look at this dude's stats, 95 speed and acceleration, this dude's jumping through the roof, his agility's through the roof, his man coverage, his zone coverage is through the roof. This dude's got 95 spin move, 96 elusiveness, 90 juke move, 95 throw power, 81 throw accuracy. We need him. It could be saying a lot, but this dude will single-handedly change this school's future forever. This dude could play running back. He could play quarterback. We're 100% going to have him play quarterback if he decides to come here, but he's a diamond in the rough that we are itching to get to our school. We need a win today. Now, from the college football playoff standings, a lot has changed. Boise State goes from number 3 to number 1. We see Georgia go from 4 to 2, Florida from 9 to 3 because they beat previously number 1 LSU, who goes to number 6 now. Miami goes up 1, as does Ole Miss. LSU we already covered. We went from number 10 to number 9. There's still a whole lot of work to be done, and we are not out of the woods yet, but we have to make sure we win and win big if we want to have a chance to get back in that top 4. And in case you're wondering, yes, Sean Stewart still up top. Great week last week. Need another one like that again this week if you want to make sure we beat Rutgers. Now, the big things we have to get done for our recruits this week, Warren Fullwood, they're saying probably as a running back, so want him to rush for over 100 yards overall as a team. That should be no problem. But I think he's going to be playing quarterback for us if we get him. Sam Dees, 2 sacks on the linebacker. Ernest Hamilton, rush for over 100, pass for 250. Easy. Now you can see, again, we're sitting right there behind Nebraska. We just need them to lose right now. And on the other side, LSU up top with Penn State right behind them. Overall, I think LSU's going to be fine because they're 8-0 in the conference. No one else has even played remotely close to that many conference games. Varsity Club, welcome back to another classic, and we are out here trying to get things going at the moment. McDonald feels a little bit of pressure, scrambles, throws it back across his body. Mr. Minor's gonna move, and he's gonna break some tackles. Minor doing a major play. Obviously, would have been great to have him doing that last week, or been able to get him the ball at all last week, so we could have shown Marquette Renee what we're ultimately about. Unfortunately, though, that wasn't the case, and, well, you know, it is what it is. Wait, we got the W, which is all we really care about at the end of the day. McDonald out here scrambling, sees a guy, throws it. He's got Tom Baker. Someone called a doctor. He's almost in the building. Down to the 5. McDonald showing some incredible poise so far today. Gonna hold on to this one, pitches it out here. Williams continues his run of going for negative yards. Second to goal, right back up the middle here. Stewart fumbles this one. Ferdy's going to pick it up. The big fella's going to go for 4 yards. Probably we saw Stewart down, but we'll take it if they don't challenge it. The ref, though, says he's going to go ahead and challenge this one. I'm not surprised, ultimately. To me, it looks like Stewart's completely down. You see the elbows down. The ball then comes out. One more look at it here. Elbow ball. This one's getting overturned. And while obviously the yards would have helped us out, you know, I don't feel too bad about that getting overturned because Sean Stewart, you know, obviously doesn't want that fumble on his record, and it's not going to be in his record after that one, but he's not going to get in the end zone here down to the 1 yard line. Coach Mervin McMervin says, you know what, take the points. We can't really be risking anything considering how our offense has been. We'll take the 3 and keep it moving. A studio update, though, Michigan, the team up north, ends up beating number 16 Penn State. Things getting interesting in the Big Ten. The biggest issue we've had this season is we just cannot stop the run, and we're going to see if we can do that today. Low and Fry coming through the middle in the blitz here. Trying to get to the QB, which we didn't get to the QB once last week. So far, this seems looking pretty good. They've got a whole bunch of people, though. They actually had 4 receivers on the right-hand side. We've got to watch this dude underneath because he's wide open. They're throwing over here. Wars are trying to push out Martin, and Martin goes out after 4, making a 4th down. Tom Baker, remember, was not on punt return duty last week. Had a couple of nagging injuries, but he says he feels a whole lot better this week. So you can expect to see him back there on punt return and kick return duty. First punt of the game's going out to Baker. Deep back here. Getting out to the right-hand side. Probably not going to take it to the house, but it is going to be a solid return. Picks up 17. We didn't really get the touchdown we wanted, so we're going to try to make sure Sean Stewart is a big part of this offense on this drive. And look at the young fella throwing people down. At the rate he's running right now, Stewart should be hitting the 1,000-yard mark in the season right before halftime. You love to see that. This dude has been putting in the work, and in his first year as a starter, he's done well. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but it is what it is. We will take what Sean Stewart has been able to do for this program. McDonald feels a little bit of pressure. Got a guy deep, unleashes one. We got him over the top of who else but Mr. Wilson, Matt Wilson, the redshirt sophomore. Back-to-back weeks coming up big. Matt Wilson absolutely playing out of his mind these last 2 weeks. The run game, the receiving game, he's had big plays. Again, we haven't really had the volume we really want for any receiver this season, but I'll take the big plays all the time. Well, 2nd and 5, dialing up a blitz. Fry trying to get in there. He's going to try to get to the running back, and he does much better than how he was tackling last week. What I do love seeing, though, is that George Fry, despite having a couple iffy weeks these last few weeks, is up for a major award in best linebacker of the year, and he's not going to be able to get there. Martin, a little bit faster, gets 20. Dialing up one more blitz. Stephen Lowe nearly to the quarterback. We got a couple of guys there. There's a fumble, and Rutledge going to fall on that one. You love to see. I believe James Mitchell comes through to force that one. Rutledge picks it up. We didn't get a single sack on the quarterback at all last week, and look at us now, getting one right there here in the first quarter. Probably could have hit a couple of guys here. We end up not doing what we should have done. McDonald loses yards because of it. Staying in shotgun, little handoff here to Stewart. Stewart looking for some yards again. It's nothing explosive, but 6 yards every time is good. Our previous third down conversion didn't work out our way, and we ended up not getting it. Going for it again here. McDonald feeling some pressure, and he's going to get that first down. 6 big yards. Sean Stewart back here at QB. Haven't seen the Wildcat in a really long time here in Cascade Valley. And if Jeremy Willis could just do what he usually does and throw a block, Stewart's in the end zone dancing. 2nd and 14. McDonald out here. Sees this guy, and Jeremy Willis. That is a great jump by Courtney Parks to deflect it. 3rd down, 14 yards to go. Sean Stewart wide open out of the backfield. Literally no one on him. He breaks a couple of ankles there, and Sean Stewart in the open field is dangerous. You don't want to see that if you're the defense. Rutgers might be who we thought they were. Not a very good football team. Okay, George Fry, what is happening with you right now? Tackle. Bringing a lot of pressure against Rutgers. Their offensive line hasn't really shown that they can actually handle it, but their quarterbacks out here their running backs out here making a play. Breaks the tackle from Bernard Harvey. Stephen Lowe trying to catch up to this dude. He's a little slow out there, not very fast. And he gets 36. First down again. Blitz is coming. Fry was there. Lowe's going to get the tackle, but Jackson holds on to it after a hard hit. Rutgers finally trying to get on board again. They're down 17. A touchdown would do wonders for him right now. The QB keeps it. Shackle for those stands him up. Keeping the pressure on them right now. They actually are back here in the Wildcat. We completely misread that one. And Cook is out here trying to get in the end zone. Harvey's there, but it's too late. Courtney Cox. No friends relation. In the end zone, Rutgers gets on the board. We dominated a lot early in the first quarter, but giving up a touchdown there obviously opens up the door. We do not want that door to be open. We want to shut it right here in this drive. McDonald kind of got shut down right there. If we'd handed the ball off to Sean Stewart, he's probably dancing in the end zone right now, but we didn't. We made a mistake, and we kind of paid for it there. But look at Sean Stewart. In the passing game, this man is a legend, leading us in both rushing and receiving this year. Little adjustment here from McDonald. He sees a little press coverage. Willis. Oh my God, Willis absolutely torches the coverage, going over the top. Jeremy Willis falls down. So much room, so much opportunity. And he trips over his own feet. McDonald's throw, I don't really feel like was that offline. I feel like that was really on Jeremy Willis, just not being able to stay upright. But in, I guess, his defense, he hasn't really seen the ball a ton. Little 2nd and 3, play action. Spin kind of money. See you guys, Jeremy Willis. This time Willis is down inside the 10. Last time we got this deep in the red zone, unfortunately, it was just a few goals. We want to make sure we get a touchdown on this one. And the ball off to Stewart up the middle. He's nearly there, but he stops short. Keeping this thing moving right up the middle again. Stewart runs into his own guys a couple of times. They say he's not in. Tom Baker comes in and running back this time. I guess we're tired of seeing Terrence Williams in there, but Baker gets stuffed at the goal line. Are you kidding me? 4th and goal, we got to go for it right here. Coach Mervin McMervin knows there's a play that's been working so well in Cascade Valley history. It's this one right here. The toss to the left. Sean Stewart. Add another one to his record. Back out here in defense again. Last drive, not exactly ideal. We're seeing what Rutgers has in store for us here. Shackelford is going to be in coverage, which isn't typically great. So we want to make sure we get to the quarterback as quick as we can. And of course, they go right to his man for a gain of 14. Listen a little bit off the edge and in the middle here. Fry, slightly delayed, comes around, they go to the middle. Low gets thrown to the ground. You don't really ever see that. You got to imagine the Rutgers are starting to feel things out a little bit. They're actually killing us through the passing game, which isn't something we really see a lot from our opponents. But look at this, Matthew Fowler. Big time players make big time plays, and he made a big one right there. Look, I truly believe that we have 2 guys that will go in the first round without a doubt. That's Mike Hemphill, despite the injury concerns. I think people have seen the tape. He's a record setter. This dude is going to be a Hall of Famer in Cascade Valley. They know that he should be great. But Matthew Fowler should be a first rounder too. And let's not forget, Fowler tried to transfer away. One of our coaches left. Fowler thought maybe he had an opportunity going somewhere else, but we convinced him to stay, and it has been massive to have him here. The first half is winding down now, though. We feel pretty good. I like what we're doing. We're pushing the tempo, and look at our guy, Sean Stewart, go over the middle for a big 11 yards. That run was huge, too, because it gives him over 1,000 yards rushing on the season, which, again, another great milestone for another great player. And I know Sean Stewart had a lot of fans. Obviously, he's a 5th-year player, the redshirt senior. I still think Jason Barr is the better overall running back, but Sean Stewart, again, no slouch. He's been huge for us. McDonald sees opportunity, stops, pops, open up shop. We see him right there for 17. 2:20 left here in the first. Willis slides over. The blitz is there. We throw right where we thought we were going to have a guy, but that one goes errant. Linebacker slides up a little bit more. Right in the gap. We're looking to run, but Stewart nearly gets where he needs to, but just can't get past his offensive lineman. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. McDonald running for his life. I hear sees a crease, goes up the middle. Might have 17 different concussions, but he doesn't know where he is, but he got the first. Inside the 1-yard line. You got to love the effort you saw there from McDonald, but good Lord, we do not want him to hit the rest of the game like that because his career might be over and Sean Stewart might have just ended that dude's career. What a run up the middle and says, excuse me, got places to be. The lead is growing up 24 now in the first half. Rutgers trying to answer back somewhat, some way. Their quarterback, though, has all the time in the world. Fry hits him out of bounds, so that's 3 more yards for Cox. Got to be honest, Cox has been hard to guard. Fry going through the middle, ball goes across the middle. Arnold's going to pick up a big first down at 15. Bishop hasn't had the game he's really wanted today, but he's 7 for 9. He's had a solid, accurate game. He just needs to get a little bit more production out of it. Across the middle again, it's Arnold getting 9. Coverage is going to be a little iffy here. Hopefully some of these guys will run routes. They go across the middle, and another big game for Rutgers with 51 seconds left. Nobody really watching the middle here. Rutgers, 1 timeout left. Stephen Lowe gets right to the quarterback, and that little inside grab was not going to work. Playing the pass here, 2nd and 10. Lowe watching the middle, watching the quarterback as well, making sure he doesn't move, and he throws one out of bounds here with nowhere to go. Guys patrolling the middle again. Looks like something of a screenplay possibly, but what a big hit. Rutgers now out of field goal range with nowhere to go. We're calling a timeout because we want that ball back. 29 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Plenty of time for us to try to run a little bit of a drill to see if we can get some points on the board quickly. McDonald's out here rolling, has a guy, sees him, throws it a little deep. The DB doesn't see him, and Matt Wilson, Mr. Wilson, another 50. Patrick McDonald is on pace. He needs 2 more yards to get 300 in the first half. I don't know if I ever really remember that happening in Cascade Valley. Throws back across his body. Probably not the game we wanted here. We do get the 2 yards for 300, but we have 1 timeout left. 11 completions, 300 yards is just a wild stat no matter how you look at it. 2nd and 8. Across the middle is RJ Riley. Ankles absolutely snapped, broken, twisted, chopped in half. No timeouts left, so the goal here is to get into the end zone. McDonald's rolling. Comes back across. He sees somebody. It's RJ Riley, who in my opinion deserves it. What a play he had before. Comes back here. Gets inside the end zone again. Going into halftime, this is a massive lopsided game. 38-7. Rutgers, it ain't looking good for him. Now, as Rutgers was trying to get his drive going, they end up throwing a pass to George Fry, who intercepts it, and we've got the ball pretty much in midfield. What are we doing? Hand the ball off to Sean Stewart. Another good 5 yards for him. Little 2nd and 5 action, going here with the play action. Rolling out, sees a guy, throws it deep. It's Jeremy Willis, who's having a vintage game for him. We the guy sitting in the end zone, but 40 yards later, Willis, we celebrating. Interesting that Patrick McDonald has struggled unbelievably so this season. Can't really put it together all the way, and all of a sudden Warren Fullwood, probably the greatest prospect we've ever had come to campus visits, and McDonald has a career game. It's interesting, we'll keep monitoring that, but it's just something to keep in mind. Maybe McDonald ends up being the guy and Fullwood ends up playing, running back. Oh, excuse me, George Fry. We talked a lot of trash about him earlier, but Fry is back. Ties the school record for most interceptions in the game, and he's a linebacker. In all seriousness, though, I'm pretty sure Warren Fullwood, if he does come here, will be his starting quarterback. Maybe he sits the season, maybe he doesn't, but that dude will absolutely be a dynamic playmaker that we have been missing probably ever for school history. Imagine him in the Wildcat. Imagine a dude with 95 throw power. We cannot have a dude with 95 throw power on the bench. Again, we'll see what McDonald does in the offseason, but 95 throw power, we need that. And I mean, if you want to talk about a guy that has the opportunity to, dethrone what we ultimately saw from John McConnell, it could be Warren Fullwood. But I do think, though, the beauty of Patrick McDonald is that 5-star player. Obviously, he's an incredible talent. He could play multiple positions as well. So maybe we see him move around if we do see Fullwood. What the heck is happening? If we see Fullwood obviously come over here, we might have to move him around. McDonald. But what a throw for 35 yards. McDonald's out here balling. 400 passing yards and counting, and we're halfway through the third quarter. This is unbelievable. He's going to slide this guy over in motion a little bit. Minor slides to the left just to come back to the right. Cha-cha real smooth now. Going right back here to Minor, who obviously deserves it. He's been putting on a show today. We didn't really cover it last week, but Minor actually had 3 pancake blocks. I mean, he has just been an absolute force, a guy that we will ultimately miss. He's been an unsung hero, just like most of our tight ends, like Jared Gold before him. Unsung heroes that step up in big moments. 2nd and 4. Baker coming in here to run. Tom Baker, not exactly the greatest running back in the world, but he'll get a little touch back there. Double tight end set. Going with a strong run. Sean Stewart, all he's got to do is carry him, and he does down to the goal line. This is likely going to be the last drive you see Sean Stewart in. Obviously want to keep him healthy. Mr. Wilson comes in here for a little bit of a touch. Wilson goes up the middle. He's going to take that in, and we'll get his first rushing touchdown of the season. We're also looking at the last drive for this defense. We were up 52-7 against Rutgers. Again, it feels good to finally have what is a dominant performance against the team because we've been in close games week after week after week. Fry sliding over in coverage here, making sure we got all our guys matched up. Another slant across the middle where we're getting absolutely killed nonstop. These are the games that I feel like we don't really have much of an opportunity for anymore. We're in these close games and big battles. The Big Ten has become more competitive than it probably ever has been. And because of that, we're just out here trying to find people that maybe we can blow out and get our younger guys in. 5 wide now for Rutgers. We're going to try to get a little bit of pressure on the QB. We're going to slide Jackson over a little bit. We're going to have Stephen Lowe in coverage, which is a little bit scary. Anytime our linebackers are in coverage, it's scary. And we're seeing Harvey get torched. Michael Arnold. He's in the end zone. Coming out here with the backups in, Robinson, who doesn't actually ever really get to play, is going to get an opportunity to run. This will be nice, though, because a lot of our younger guys are getting an opportunity to come in, play a little bit, and just ultimately see what they can do. And look at RJ Riley still in with this unit because we do need to have a veteran in. And as much as I would love to have ourselves in, some more run plays, I can't go away from these pass plays because we have a chance for this young kid to get the record. This is dicey. Yeah, probably should have thrown that one. You know what? We got a little overzealous. And we paid for it. That's the first one. It's fine. It's fine. We're not benching him. I mean, to be fair, we're not benching him because we have nobody else to play behind him besides a guy that has 55 throw accuracy. So we're chilling for right now, okay? Rutgers, they need a little bit of a morale boost. And plus, to be fair, when was the last time we scored 50-plus points in a game? It's been a minute. Coleman watching how they go across the middle, which is, I'm pretty sure, our responsibility, and Sampson gets a tackle. As impressive as this game has been for us, I wouldn't really call this a statement win. It's still one of those games where you're kind of like, yeah, I mean, this team should absolutely be beating a team like Rutgers this bad. 2nd and 13, Bishop, the only guy in the backfield. They go in a nice little round here. We get a couple of guys there, but they make it 3rd and short. Absolutely sending a blitz here, hoping we can get to the quarterback. Literally no pressure on the quarterback, and Jackson's wide open. If this team can somehow get back in the top 4, it's going to be such a blessing to come back and have Mike Hemphill back out there in the secondary because we're going to need that dude ASAP if we're going to make a run in the playoffs. All right, Robinson didn't get a chance to run on the read option earlier. He's going to get an opportunity to shine here, and not really much blocking for him. Rutgers still feels like they're right in this game. We obviously want to show them that they're not. Even with some of our backups in, we plan to absolutely destroy them here. We're not talking about that. 5 for 7 on 3rd downs. Good Lord, have we looked bad these last couple of plays, though. Fergie's coming in here. You know what? Even the punter needs some love, too. This would be catastrophically bad if we somehow lost this game. Rutgers is about the life, though. They're lining up in the Wildcat. It's worked for them a couple of times here. They're going through. This dude will not go down. And finally, after 9, Devin Herman goes. The pain and level of scared I feel right now is through the roof. Like, it's still a massive blowout, but they're doing some stuff that I'm not used to, okay? I'm scared. Oh, God, Shackelford in coverage. Not my favorite. Look at George Fry, though, running them down in the backfield. George Fry's had a heck of a game. 2 interceptions today. 5 tackles, 2 of those being for a loss. Absolutely defensive MVP at this moment. Going with the run. They're trying to get their guys there. DeMel Hill gets absolutely destroyed, and Herman gets in the end zone. They're about to get really close to 30 all of a sudden. Now, Rutgers does go for an onside kick. I don't blame them, but I would like to see us get a touchdown on the board. You've seen some of our guys come back in. Sean Stewart's in here saying, you know what? This game's a little too close for comfort. But again, with the field position we have right now, we don't really want to risk having some of those guys get injured. So we're letting them come out here and just, they got a play or two, and now they come back out. Little read option coming up here. McDonald is going to fake that handoff. Keeps the hold of this one, goes through the middle, had daylight, and got hit hard. RJ Riley coming in the backfield here, little wide receiver reverse option. Holds on to it, pitches it out here to Riley. Riley trying to stretch to the edge. Riley's nearly there, and 14 yards later, we're inside the 5. Quinn Robinson, the JUCO transfer from Tulane. Coming here, looking to get in the end zone. The young fellas in there, 3-yard touchdown run. You love to see it. Rutgers trying their best right now. They're throwing some passes, and our guys just If there's one thing I'd love to see Jonas Shackelford work on, it's coverage, especially man coverage. We have RJ Riley lined up at, okay, I get it. The dude's multi-talented, but we got him playing corner right now. That's scary. They're going deep. Coleman gets torched on that one for a 31-yard play. And honestly, I'm kind of expecting some of our guys to get torched. Like, we've got our backups in right now. I don't expect these dudes to be dominating. If they were dominating, something would be going crazy right now. What a throw off his back foot. Are you kidding me? Hello? I mean, say what you will. Matt Bishop's out here balling. This dude's got almost 400 yards passing on us today. He's been incredible. Hats off to him for sure. Under 3 minutes to go. He makes a little adjustment here at the line. Disgusting hit there. We needed that. Steven Sampson doesn't even get touched on that play and just makes an absolute huge hit on the quarterback, one that Matt Bishop's going to not forget for a long time. They go for a check down. Ward and company there. They stop him, make a 3rd and goal. 4 for 6 on 3rd downs. This is unbelievably incredible and just heartbreaking at the same time. Oh, the quarterback keeps it and they go in. Bishop has played an unreal game, and he's the reason why they got 34, better be 35. Rutgers going with an onside kick here. You got to imagine it'll be pretty good. We got our hands team out here. Mr. Wilson picks that one up. Gonna break a tackle. Excuse me, sir, chill. The 35 points we've given up, not great. But the fact that a lot of that has come with our backups in the game, I'm not as worried about it as much. I have to imagine the committee's going to be aware of that and realize that we're not going to be penalized for it. I actually don't like what we're sort of seeing here, so we're going to switch this play up. I feel like Rutgers was sort of dialed and ready to go against that play. But I feel like, again, our team is going to be fine here. Little matchup on the outside. Kind of like that. It's going to be close. Riley goes up, has hands on it, but can't bring it down. Big play here, 3rd and 5. I like the step we see. It's over to the corner a little bit too much. What a play. Wilson nearly had that one, but Parks says, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and take that one, get some yards on it real quick. What a grab. Look, the second string defense ends up giving up way more points than I wanted. They end up giving over 40, making it a pretty close game. But McDonald balled out. 447, 4 touchdowns, 15 on the ground, 2 interceptions to the air. One maybe his fault, one not so much, but still, I'll take that game every single time. The final score obviously being 43-69. Again, McDonald, you saw his stats. He played, I think, for the most part, pretty fantastic today. We see Stewart go for 83 and 2 touchdowns, not 100, but still fantastic on the ground. We see touchdowns by Quentin Robinson and by Matt Wilson today. On the receiving side, Willis goes 5 for 122 with a touchdown. Haven't seen that in a long time. Riley goes 4 for 62 with a touchdown. We see Minor with 83. Stewart had a touchdown, and Matt Wilson, 2 grabs, 103 yards and a touchdown. That's productivity, baby. On defense, Fowler has 6 tackles. Saw him getting an interception as well. Mitchell and Fry, as well as Hayes, all get 5. From a sack perspective, we see 1 from Brown, Sampson, and Mitchell. When we had none last week, we had 3 this week. Interceptions, we had 2 from George Fry, 1 from Matthew Fowler. And a defense that's starting played pretty well, still gave up way too much in the second half, even before the backups came in. Plenty to work on, figure things out, but putting up 59 points in a game, you're not going to lose very often doing that. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.